E-mount has no future. E-mount is too small. So it is difficult to design large aperture lenses. It wasn't me. This debate or myth has been popping up on various forums ever since the inception of the E-mount in 2010. So that guy just ain't any other guy, right? 9 years, no lens, beyond f1.4 with autofocus for this particular mount. Then in 2019, Sigma broke that barrier and put this debate out of its misery by developing the world's first f1.2 lens for the E-mount. And that lens is right here. Sigma Pakistan sent this f1.2 35mm DGDN art for a lens review.
I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
In the box you will find usual art series stuff, a strap, a padded bag, along with few booklets and a warranty card by Sigma Pakistan. And of course the lens itself with the hood beneath. This is an art series lens, so the build quality is very premium due to use of metal and composite materials. Weighing over 1 kg, the lens is fairly hefty with a length of 136mm, which is kind of expected from a highly corrected f1.2 glass with 17 elements for exceptional image quality. There is a mechanical aperture control ring which is declickable but not lockable. It turns a little too easily. I accidentally knocked it more than once from the A position, so be cautious. This aperture dial is little too loose. There is a gasket at the rear mount and the lens is weather sealed throughout the body. Plus there is a coating on the front element to repel oil and moisture. The drive-by-wire focus ring is nicely damped with a very long throw. The focus hold button and AF/MF switches are on board as well. The lens hood has a locking mechanism and it is made of plastic with some rubber texture. The filter size is 82mm. Minimum focus distance or minimum object distance, it can focus down to 11.81 inches. It uses a hypersonic stepping motor which is decently quiet but not completely silent, likely because it has to move a large group of focusing elements. The good news is that it focuses very accurately in both photo and video, even in low light. Depending on subject distance, it nails the face or eyes every time, even wide open, which is quite impressive, since the margin of error at such thin depth of field tends to be very slim. It's a solid performer there. This lens just ain't any other 1.2 lens when you have to stop down a bit to achieve some respectable resolution. This lens is tack, sharp right from f1.2. The image quality is simply stunning. It renders some of the nicest colors I've seen from a Sigma lens. The bokeh and subject separation is absolutely sublime. The lens shows some bokeh or longitudinal chromatic aberration at the maximum aperture, which is typical for large aperture lenses. Stopping down a stop or two gets rid of that. There's a noticeable barrel distortion and vignetting when in-camera corrections are turned off. Stopping down to f2.8 and vignette is virtually gone. So keep the in-camera corrections on or apply the Lightroom lens profile, which is available from quite some time now. With 17 large elements, this lens is a bit flare prone, especially at the narrow apertures. At certain angles, it makes this ring or halo type flare that is annoying. So it's a weak performance there. Though in real world, it's not a big of a problem. With a rounded 11 blade diaphragm, this lens is capable of producing attractive 22-point sun stars. The bokeh deformation effect at the outer part of the frame is evident at f1.2, but by f2 the shapes get circular across the frame. Some onion ringing can be seen too. Overall, the bokeh is nice and quite artful. This lens shows a moderate amount of focus breathing when full range focus pulls are made. Despite being big and heavy, it balances and works like a charm on my weebill-s. Take a look at this sequence from a run and gun style video session with this lens. So there you have it. If 35mm is one of your desired focal lengths, along with sublime bokeh and low light shooting capabilities, and you can deal with weight, size and price of course, then this lens is a no-brainer. Personally, I have a weird criterion these days when it comes to assessing the weight and size of a lens. Any setup that balances on this compact form factor gimbal falls within acceptable limits for me. And frankly, if you are serious about making art, then be stronger than your excuses. Just make art with this art lens. So that surely was some salesman pitch. What a lens. What a lens. I'll see you in the next video.